Nikki Foxcroft.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I will try to be really brief to make sure that we can get everybody in. I sat on the committee for this bill, and I'm grateful for another opportunity to speak on its content. As many of my honourable friends will know, I also chair the Youth Violence Commission cross-party, so this is an area of significant interest to me. I would like to use my time to pick up on just two main points. The first is my disappointment that the Bill Committee rejected Amendment New Clause 6, calling for a report on the causes behind youth violence with offensive weapons within 6 months of the bill receiving royal assent. Now, although many of the provisions of the bill are to be welcomed, I am concerned that the siloed approach of dealing with offensive weapons in isolation will do little to tackle serious violence. From my work with the Commission, I know that the increase in youth violence we are seeing today is the result of a vulnerable cohort of young people being denied the support and multi-agency early intervention work necessary to prevent them from falling into a downward spiral. Our amendment calls for the Home Secretary to examine not only the effects of the reduction in police numbers on the levels of youth violence with offensive weapons, but also the effect of the reduction in public spending on children's services, schools and local authorities. And indeed, when the Minister was giving her own opening remarks, she struggled to stick to the defines of what was in the bill and actually went and touched on all of these areas. So perhaps she would see this amendment as being an extremely useful amendment to her. Now, my second point concerns the sale of knives. I just want to go and touch on one quick thing. As recently as September, Lewisham Police responded to reports of 40 young people storming a branch of Poundland in my neighbouring constituency of Lewisham East with the intention of stealing the knives and sharp implements. So there's your evidence. That's one of the reasons why you should go and make sure that you implement this legislation. And in concluding my remarks, over 1.1 million young people, as the Make Your Mark campaign, voted for knife crime to be their top priority. I just want to echo the comments of the member for Gedling in saying we should be talking about this every single week in this chamber. This issue is so important. Our young people say it's important. Our community says it's important. And seriously, if you take one thing tonight, make sure that you do take New Clause 6 to make sure we can thoroughly debate it.
Thank you. Preet Kaur Gill.